Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, and today we will take a look at another tattoo machine by Easy Tattoo Supplies. It's Easy P3 Pro Wireless Battery Tattoo Pen Machine. Full disclosure, this machine was sent to me and we have affiliate program running with the brand. All the links and discounts are in the video description, and keep that in mind. I don't think it should affect what I'm saying about these products. I believe I'm here to show products, not to sell products, and this machine was sent to me for free, but I don't have to say anything good or bad about it. They also asked me to have an honest review, and this is what you get. And I will do our usual machines ups, machines downs, and who this might be for, and then I'll chip in a few of my bright ideas on this product, or maybe like a suggestions. Machine itself is pretty generic machine with the adjustable stroke, but what caught my attention, the brand, when they reached out, they mentioned that this tattoo machine will have app on a phone, and that's what caught my attention. I don't know what app is doing yet because they're still working on it and app is not out, but that got my attention and that's why I agreed to review this machine. But so far this review will be without app, and if there will be some awesome features in the app, you'll get another review, so sort of full package machine and the app. Overview: Easy P3 Pro is the tattoo machine with adjustable stroke. Stroke adjusts from 2 to 4.2 millimeters right here. This clicky mechanism. The price is $249 with one battery and $319 with extra battery, so you get two batteries. Batteries are like this, and it has this connection type, and it pops off, but it has quite a bit of resistance to it. In my opinion, that's good news, so no accidental detaching of battery when you're working or doing whatever with it. The two machines have few color options and gloss and matte finish, and when you get the machine, it comes in a box like this, and machine is wrapped in a plastic sleeve, and you get a charging cable and a charging grip, and at this price you shouldn't expect anything more. I didn't expect a lot from this tattoo machine. For me it was just another generic tattoo machine with adjustable stroke, but when I worked with it, experience was actually quite nice and way better than I was sort of going into it. Now let's start with machines ups, and it's pretty nice tattoo machine. It looks good, it sits nice in the hand, it's balanced really nicely. You can take it apart, you can remove grip so you can clean it. It's all this situation right here. The clicky mechanism, and also clicky where you adjust stroke length. You can easily bag it, pack it, and all that good stuff. So in that department it's all good. And when you switch it on, hold on to on-off button. And look at this screen, it's so nice, and it displays everything you need. You have voltage, hertz, there's a timer for them who use that, obviously battery, and press up and down together. Little lightning bolt appears, so that indicates that kickstart is on. This is one of the nicest looking screens that I have seen on tattoo machine. I mean, it could have been bigger, but whatever, and it displays all you need. Webpage also says that there's some memory mode. I don't know what it's meant to be, but it's there. And there's a little Bluetooth blinking. I would assume that that's to connect to the app, but app is not out yet, so we'll see. And when you take a closer look at that screen, you can see that it's not just exposed screen. There's an extra layer of protection, sort of plasticky extra layer on top of it, so then even if you drop it, you will not smash the screen itself, you will smash the plastic that covers it on top. Unlike some way more expensive batteries with fancy screens that can crack because it's just a screen exposed to elements. It's super silent. That's with kickstart now. Let's switch kickstart off, and that's without. That's at 8 volts. Let's do 10. And let's do 12, which is at 170 hertz. Okay, this is with cartridge, T-Tex cartridge, 4.2 stroke. $10 volts and 10 with kickstart. Pew. So yeah, it's really quiet and really low vibration tattoo machine. At this price point, pretty awesome. And downsides, there's not really big downsides, it's minor downsides, and maybe that's just me, but let's look into them. For me, I don't like the size of buttons, but again, it's my big fingers, but they are pretty tiny there. And this whole battery unit, the way it's laid out, it just doesn't feel intuitive to find where the screen and where the buttons is. For myself, when I'm working, when it's wrapped, I often look up and then I have to be like, oh, okay, where is screen, where's batteries? It's not a big deal, but you know, it's those little things that sometimes matter. And the way it's shaped, it can roll. So boom. Again, when it's wrapped, it's less of chance of it rolling, but still it's that one little thing that you don't want to think about it. It wouldn't be a big deal if this whole unit would be bigger and with some option to prevent it from like rolling and all that. Like I said, I have big fingers, so I can press 2 buttons at the same time easily, and they are tiny. I don't know what I expected, but this is not working for me as good as it could. And another minor downside, but still, when you adjust needle length, this part clips sort of sturdier than this part. So by moving this, you can just change stroke by accident. So you have to remember to hold it here so you don't adjust stroke instead of adjusting cartridge length. Minor thing, and it's still there. Now, who this tattoo machine might be for? Personally, myself, I used it for smaller lines, for some 5-liners, 7-liners, and for some coloring in, again with some smaller magnums, something like 7s and 9s. I can recommend it for that, and it's really nice, especially if you kind of like a heavy-handed individual and thin lines is a bit stressful for you. This is really nice. When you work, you're like, I'm kind of afraid that it might be too much, so you can just drop the stroke down, and then there's less chance of like blowing lines and things of that nature. I would recommend to use it for that type of stuff, for smaller lines and not too big stuff. And again, these stroke adjustments, if you take like 4.2 Bishop wand, I tried it side by side. I was coloring in with this one and I was like, this is kind of nice. Then I took Bishop wand, which is also 4.2mm stroke, and it was way stronger, way punchier. When you talk stroke length, it's not really like one-to-one comparison, and maybe it's the other parts that are in there. I wouldn't compare this 4.2 to like a Bishop wand, but it does something, so it works, and I like that idea that you have that backup, that you can drop stroke length for like a softer hit. Also, it could be a nice machine for somebody who's getting into pen style machines, and because this nice display shows also hertz, 10.3 volts at 141 hertz. In my opinion, it's a very important unit because different machines would work different at different voltages, but hertz should be more consistent reading in between different brands of machines. And if you're somebody who's getting into all the cartridges and pens, then this would be awesome, so you have more readings to look at, more strokes to adjust, and it would be easier for you to figure out what works for you if you're switching like systems or just getting into cartridges and pens. Yeah, this price, it's really not a bad deal and not a big investment. Could be sort of also like a backup machine if you do easier stuff. I think if you're more into like some heavier, big lines, big coloring, big magnums, then you need something stronger, but definitely not a bad machine. Not an expert on black and gray, but it seems like from what I hear from black and gray artists, this should cover all their needs, because it could be soft shadings, small liners, all you need is here. Now I will share my thoughts on app that's coming. I don't know what to expect from it. If it's just like a controls and readings like we have on a screen, then it's kind of like whatever, and if you need it, then you can get it. Or if you are like myself, who have big fingers and can't figure out easily where to adjust voltages and start and stop, and it would be more helpful for you to have separate device where you have controls and you can read all the readings, then sure. But my idea of an app is like, if it could have something like those health apps on phones and watches, that when you work with it, it reads at what speeds, at what voltages you're working, and maybe if there would be an option to add a comment. So let's say you had a session, you probably outlined it first, and it would be cool if in an app you could see that like, okay, first hour you worked at 10 volts, and you can add comment, you can put like, I use 9-liner. Then later on you maybe add black, you see that there's different reading, maybe like next hour you worked at 7 volts, and you can put like, I used 9 magnum, coloring. And for rest you use, let's say again, different voltage and different needle, and you can add comment in the app, and preferably maybe add a picture. And then I think it could be cool when customer comes back and you see it healed, you can take a look at the app and you know which parts you worked, with what needles, at what speeds. And especially if you're learning, that would be like an awesome way to backtrack like what you did and how, and you can add comments and you can have all the readings. Then the app would be like a deal breaker. If it's just the readings, then it's not a bad thing to have, and if it's free, then why not? And I think that would be pretty awesome to when you're learning, and also it's just pretty awesome in general if you had those readings and you don't have to remember stuff. For manufacturer, it would be more like a suggestion, like if you have option to make app, what that app could include. When you're switching, it would be really nice to understand what works what way, and you can compare maybe to your older works when you worked with different systems. That would be awesome readings to have, if it's even possible. I don't know. It should be possible. And now you share your thoughts, leave that in the comment section, press like to the video, and if you are super awesome, then share it. And check out all the links below, check out this tattoo machine, and if you purchase it, then use our link and get our discount code. Also in the video description you can check all the other playlists and check all the new features of channel. There's like memberships that can support channel, and you are welcome to check out all that new stuff, check all the links, leave comments, do all the YouTube stuff. And thank you very much for your time. Check this video out, and I'm out. Stay safe. Bye.